Welcome to Pink Radio with Prestige. This is the place for you, the diva boss entrepreneur who needs quick tips on building your crave-worthy brand. This is your host, Nicole, CEO of the Prestige Society, a membership organization for women entrepreneurs who believe in building powerful networks while slanging in their industries. So I want you to go ahead and grab your favorite cup of coffee and get your favorite tips right here with Prestige. Hello, my fabulous divapreneurs. This is Nicole Doss, the CEO and founder of the Prestige Society. And listen, today I just feel so moved to talk about not being able to build your empire on top of hot mess. My pastor used to always say, God will not bless. He says, God bless no mess. That's what he normally says. But I'm going to try to speak proper English. But I feel that way about our brands. I think oftentimes as entrepreneurs, we tend to get very caught up in our craft, the thing that we need to do in order to make money. So we get so wrapped up in just doing that we aren't taking the time or the due diligence to look at our brands. So what I want to talk about are some few examples of what different business owners should be looking at, and then kind of talk about some of my experiences as a consultant and what I see with other larger organizations so that A, you're not alone, but B, you definitely need to fix it. So let's jump right into it. So recently I worked on a project where I was supporting a very large company. And in doing so, we were implementing a new system for this particular company. And the company was using a smaller business in order for them to manage a big task for them that's considered outsourced. And one of the things that I realized is that in implementing something new and shiny, the thought process of that particular company was that the new and shiny thing was going to be the cure-all for everything that was already in existence prior to the implementation of this new and shiny thing. So think about it from a perspective of being an entrepreneur. You have a new business, you decided, I'm going to get a new website, and that new website is going to bring all of the foot traffic that I need in order to make this business pop. But yet you then implement the website and realize, it's not really doing what I thought it would do. Same thing may be, I bought all these products so that I can have my new online store, and this is going to be the thing that makes my business pop, and then lo and behold, it doesn't pop. So really the focus needs to be not so much on the new and shiny thing, but before you get started, what is your business founded on? What are the things that you actually do to make sure that your business is a fine oil machine? So my favorite topic are always hairdressers because they are my most beloved group of entrepreneurs. But yet I see, because I also experience just, being a woman and going to beauty salons, that there's usually this thing that happens where the craft is phenomenal, the business side maybe not so much. So let's talk about it. So I'll talk about, let's say, hairstylists. I'll even talk about photographers. I'm writing this down because I like to talk a lot and I lose my train of thought. And then my third thing I'll talk about is probably, who else do I think falls into this? Event planners. Okay. So all in the business of people, right? Dealing with people, all in the business of having to work and deal with people, and then also all in the business of having to have pure talent. Without the talent, you're not going to be successful. You can be a hairstylist all you want, but if you don't have pure talent, you're not going to be successful, right? So we'll start with the hairstylist. So it's so funny because when my hair was longer, I used to love going to Dominican salons because they would get you in and out. I don't care what black salon you go to. If you have a day off and you go into a black salon, you might as well hang up you ever thinking that you have a day to yourself. You do not have a day to yourself. You have a day at the salon. Why? Because if you go in at 9 a.m., 9 times out of 10, you're not coming out until at least 5 hours later. If it's a busy day for them, which most times are all the time. And you're probably not going in at 9 a.m. You're probably going in at 10 or 11, which means that once again, 5 hours in the salon. Let's talk about why this happens. Because hairstylists are great at their craft, but they oftentimes do not run their business as a business. They run it as a side hustle. I know it sucks to say, but it's nonetheless true. So let's talk about how that business model could help them. You would need to figure out what's the current state of your business today. Just like the big company that I worked on the project with, there was no current status or current evaluation of what was going on today. All it was, this is how we function today from a technology standpoint, but none of the other things like people, attitudes, culture, even like the status of inventory, none of that was a conversation, but it was, what do we do today as far as how we deal with the technology? This is the new technology we're going to implement, and then all is going to be solved. Well, needless to say, it wasn't solved. So it's very important for you to take a holistic view at your business as it is today and be able to identify things like customer satisfaction, how long does it take a customer to wait before they sit in your chair when they're walking versus when they have an appointment. Also, it's important to look at how satisfied they are with your services when they leave. How satisfied are they with the people you have working for you when they leave? Sometimes there are instances, and I've seen this too in the past, where hairstylists are really, really great in their talent, but then whoever else they hire on, not so much. So if the person by any chance has to go to someone else in your salon, are they going to cancel that appointment, or are they going to leave, feeling upset? You want to make sure you have that full holistic view of the actual business so that you know what it is that you really need to improve. Don't do this in a vacuum. Don't do this in a silo thinking that you know all the answers of how you need to improve your business. Ask your customers and listen. Don't take offense. Listen, because what they're going to share with you are going to be golden nuggets of information that are going to allow you to make your brand even better. So that's in the world of hairstylists. So we know long wait times for either getting in the chair or getting out of the chair. And let's say maybe a shortage of talented folks working in your establishment. Great. So for the all awesome photographers, in the past I've had, great experiences with awesome talented photographers who take way too long to give a product. So here's my message to photographers, usually small business owners who do things like events. They need something to post immediately. So waiting a week or a week and a half for their pictures, waiting a month and a half or 2 months and a half for things like videos, all of these things are really bottlenecks in your client's business because they're usually taking the pictures for a reason. They're taking the pictures to either show or share in a story. Maybe they're having an article written and they need very crisp and professional pictures to be able to show. Maybe they need a video in order to do some type of sizzle reel to share with the publicist. I mean, the list can go on and on and on. Needless to say, they need the product very quick. Although we know that editing takes a lot of time, there can be something that you can do to either set the expectation up front of how long it's going to be or set some very clear guidelines of what type of raw material they can have access to that'll kind of help them bridge the gap for the time being, but then allow them to get the finished product in the amount of time it will take for you to edit it. Event planners. Now, you may be very, very talented in creating an awesome ambiance, but normally event planners are like type A personalities. This is why they do what they do. They're really great on being on time, within budget, and within scope. If they know they're planning for a birthday party, they're planning for a birthday party. They're not doing a birthday party and a baby shower. If they're doing a wedding, they are just doing a wedding. So they're staying within scope. The client gives them a particular amount for the budget, so they stay within budget, and they stay on task. They list out all the tasks that need to be completed in order for the project to be successful, which is one's fabulous birthday party or one's gorgeous and glamorous wedding. Now, if there's things like you don't deal with stress well, if you feel that you usually have a very heightened personality during times of preparing for the event, if you find that maybe you're just not a people person, whatever the case may be, those are things that you need to be able to fix. How long does it take for clients to get in touch with you? What's the turnaround time before you call back and for you to return to emails? These are all dynamics. The list can really go on and on. I can give you a florist. I can give you a coach. I can give you just on and on, a fitness coach. I can give you all different types of entrepreneurial roles out there that interact with people that people may find stressful, that clients may find stressful in dealing with these particular service providers, and not handling them or planning for them causes the business to fail or to not succeed, at least. There's a difference. Fail means you need to close the doors and that's it. Not succeed meaning not seeing the end result that you truly would like to experience or see with your brand. So what is it that you guys need to do? The first thing you really need to do is take a snapshot of your current business and do that looking at all sides. In corporate America, there are these leadership type of surveys called 360s. And what that allows you to do is it allows you to get feedback from those who are your peers, those who are, I hate to say below you, but that may be at a lower organizational level than you, and then those who are above you. And what that's supposed to do is give you a comprehensive view of who you are as an employee, as a professional, and as a leader, and allow you to see outside of your lens and how you perceive yourself. It allows you to see who you are and really how you deal with people. So with that, it's really important for you to, as a business owner, to get the same type of feedback and being able to gather that information from all around. You can use consultants to do that, or you can just do that yourself. But what that allows you to do, it allows you to see how you feel about a particular business, so that way you can make some type of improvements that will really impact the things that are really, I guess, areas of heartburn or areas of improvement for your business. So definitely putting your ear to the pavement, making sure that you have your finger on the pulse and that you understand what your current state is, not from your own lens, but from the lens of those who are around you, is going to be absolutely fundamental. Secondly, what I want you to do is I want you to spend some time planning for your business, meaning, do you have a business model? Do you truly understand where some of your bottlenecks are or where some of your problems reside? For me, honestly, so I'm going to just say, because I believe in dreaming big and just speaking things in existence, I need an angel investor, and I need that angel investor to allow me to have office and staff. That's right, office space and staff. Why? Because I want to begin to automate certain things in my business. And I already think about my business in departments. Like I think about, there's a sales department. I want to be able to work on building collaborative relationships with brands that are like mine to see how we can together do some type of new business development, because big organizations always look for business development. So I see sales working from a B2B measure, and then I also see sales from a B2C measure, working with actual clients, and getting members for the Prestige Society. Those are areas that I would love to see, as well as a client relationship department where when they come on, it's just smooth. It's like they come on, they get a welcome package, and it's like we onboard them to the Prestige Society experience. I am a one-woman show. That should not be, because I see the brand is growing and I want to make sure that I have all these things out there that really allow the members to have a really awesome experience once they touch the Prestige brand. So mapping that out and knowing that those are some of the areas that may be like touchy points for some of your clients is going to be very helpful. And when you try to create the solution, creating the solution from your own lens, once again, won't work, because you're not going to get all of the things that are areas of contentment for your clients. Why? Because A, it may be something that you don't want to actually deal with, even though you may know it. And two, it's just because we may not even be able to see certain things, because sometimes we don't know how people view the brand. The next thing I want you to do is actually working some time on execution. So I know that sometimes we get so caught up in just doing the work, But just like every organization, there's a certain time that they focus on production, there's a certain time they focus on execution, and there's a certain time that they focus on looking at and viewing the results. So really think about what is going to be your time for you to do the work. Then when is going to be the time for you to actually do the planning? When is going to be the time for you to do the executing? And what do I mean by that? So doing the work means if I am a life coach and I already have clients in my roster, right? And I'm always on just making sure that I focus on my clients and focus on coaching them in my sessions. That's me doing the work. If I know that I want to expand my clientele, if I know that I want to maybe expand my service, my offering of services, and I want to be able to market that and promote it the right way, I want to make sure that I have my sales funnels created, and I want to make sure that I actually have the business set up to be able to support what it is that I want to put out there. That's going to take some planning. So there's going to be the time for planning. And then once I plan that, I'm going to be ready to roll that out. That's your time for execution. And then I'm going to say, okay, so from these efforts, I received X amount of whatever. From that, that's going to be a part where you're going to need to execute and then analyze. So all of these things are going to be extremely important for you to be able to move forward and for you to really be successful in seeing that you are building the right organization. If you don't do this, all that's going to happen is just like that project I talked about in the very beginning. You are going to find yourself in a space where all you're doing is just working on top of a hot mess. And that looks like you just taking something shiny and new, putting it on top of something that's absolutely crazy, and trying to make it work. All right, guys, with that, this is Nicole Doss, and I want to say have a wonderful, awesome, and productive day. Bye.